So, Vilap Kusumanjali, 65. Ai vipinam atantam surabaye kulanam braja niripati kumaram rakshane dikshitam tam vikalamati jananya lalyamanam kadatvam smitamadura kapolam vikshase vikshamana. So Raghunath is praying now as Tulsi Manjari that when will I see you looking upon that prince of Braj, Brajaraj Suno, or Braja Niprati. Here he describes him to be Braja Nripati Kumaram. Kumar means the son or the little boy. And Braja Nripati means the king. Pati, Nripati means the king of all the men of Braj. All the residents of Braj, the king is Nanda Baba and his son is Krishna. So Radhika is looking at Braja Nripati Kumaram, the son of the king of Braj or the prince of Braj. And now his cheeks are smiled. He's in a big smile. Krishna has taken prasad and he's very happy. He's big smile. And so Radhika is also feeling great happiness. Now Mother Yashoda is stroking him, like patting him. And Krishna is being prepared to go to the forest. Okay, so after breakfast, Krishna washes his hands, his mouth, takes some special like freshener, and then he goes to his room. And before he goes to the forest, Prabhuji says that Krishna's Shringar, he will bathe in the morning and have Shringar, but not complete. And after breakfast, then they will dress him completely for the forest. Shringar is completed afterwards, right? So he goes first to his room, and then there's some secret passageways into the room. There's some secret entrances. And so while Jashoda is busy overseeing everything, cleaning up, talking to the guests, then Radhika takes a chance, led by her Sakhis, to go into the room. And she gets a few moments to meet with Krishna. And there's many pastimes there that we can chant Harinam, pray, and study the Granthas like Govinda Lila Amrita, Krishna Bhavan Amrita, and we can gradually become qualified and realize these pastimes. But there are many sweet pastimes there. And they have to be very careful because at any moment someone may come in. So therefore, manjaris are always watching, like one corridor and then another one watching from there and another one looking from there. So if someone is seeing from like 100 feet already, they know. Like outside Krishna's room in both directions. Manjari is standing that way and 50 feet away so they can signal to each other. So Radhika gets a short chance to meet Krishna. And then afterwards, Jashoda comes back and they all begin to dress Krishna for the forest. So they give him his pagadi, his turban. And Jashoda also is feeling now like some sadness. She doesn't want him to go. On one side, Jashoda feels that Krishna is a small boy and everyday demons are coming, so she's very worried. She thinks, just let him stay at home with me. She doesn't want him to go. But Krishna wants to go because in the forest, Krishna is playing with the sakas, rolling down the hills, climbing trees, swimming, playing with the cows and calves. And also, he gets a chance to be with Radhika, to go to Radha Kund, to go to Surya Kund and do the Surya Puja pastime. So Krishna also wants to go to the forest. But Yashoda wants him to stay. And at the same time, it's like pulling in her heart. And generally, mothers and fathers, they like to keep their kids very protected. But if the kids aren't allowed to go out into the world and play, then they never become strong. They never grow up at all. It's dangerous, actually, to always keep them at home, always like locked up in a room, always safe. So Krishna wants to go out, but Jashoda is like holding. She says, oh, just wait a little bit more, take some breast milk, take some rest. But Krishna has become anxious to leave. So they quickly put his turban on, and now Krishna is getting ready to go. And everyone is, like when Radhika came, everyone was singing, playing music instruments, dancing. So as Krishna goes, also during prasadam, I forgot one thing. During prasadam, all the animals are also outside the prasadam area waiting. The peacocks, squirrels, and also many kinds of birds bring different fruits for Krishna. Berries, cherries, plums, mangoes, and they also want to give this to Krishna. So sometimes Krishna will also go and take this prasad. And also during breakfast, sometimes Krishna will disappear. He'll take something and disappear towards the end. Towards the end of his meal, sometimes Krishna will jump up and run somewhere. And everyone looks, where is Krishna gone? Where is Krishna gone? And he goes through some hidden passageway and comes out around behind where the Sakhis are, and he takes this prasad and puts it all over Radhika's face. Prabhuji describes this. So sometimes he'll disappear, Radhika will be alone, and all of a sudden Krishna is gone, and then all of a sudden, Prabhuji describes like that. Okay, so now Krishna and all the Sakhis are going to the forest. So this is a very beautiful scene. We hear this in Venu Geet, how the gopis are watching Krishna go to the forest. So Radhika is present watching Krishna with Mother Yashoda, and Mother Yashoda is at the different gateways of Nanda Bhavan, and Krishna's preparing to go, and she's talking with him, embracing him. Krishna goes a few steps forward, and then Yashoda runs and again embraces him, and again says, no, stay some time. And Krishna then goes another 50, 60 feet, and then Yashoda is still following, Nanda Baba following. So Krishna says, oh, you have so many things, and the forest is very hot, and Yashoda is thinking, I will go with Krishna also. Nanda Baba thinks, I'll also go. And everyone thinks we'll also go with Krishna. Like when Ram was leaving Ayodhya, then all the Ayodhya Basis were following him. And finally Ram had to sneak away at night. So Krishna's thinking, what am I going to do? Now everyone wants to go with me. So Krishna says, Mother, please, I'll be home very soon, I promise, very soon. And Baladev is here, Sudam, Sridam, they're big, strong boys. They're also there. So don't worry for me. I'll come back very soon. But Yashoda doesn't want to go. So now Radhika is watching from a distance as Yashoda is meeting with Krishna. Okay, so then they go to the forest. And then it goes, the next verse talks about Yashoda feeding Krishna. So then one sweet thing to describe, in Guru Darshan, Prabhuji tells a nice story. That Swami Prabhupada, when he was in the Krishna Balaram temple, and Gurudev was in Mathura, almost every day or every 2 days, he would send a car and call Gurudev to Krishna Balaram temple. Especially like before, Gurudev would come from Mathura and meet Prabhupada at Radha Damodar. Every week or so, he would come and have darshan. Gurudev would come and do Vrindavan Parikrama. That was before any of us, before ISKCON even started. This is in the early years, after Prabhupada. Also, he was staying in the Mathura Math, so they had a very close relationship. And even after he took sannyas, he stayed in Jhansi, then he stayed in Radha Damodar. So Gurudev would meet with him. So later, when he was preaching in the West, he would come back and stay in Vrindavan. And when he was staying there, he would have assemblies, Brahmins would come, Pandas would come. But Gurudev would always come and see him. And especially the later years, he would send a car and Gurudev would come. So Prabhuji describes in Guru Darshan, one time Gurudev came, and it was morning time, and they were having discussion. They were having like a darshan with different goshais from the different temples. And Prabhupada asked Gurudev to speak about Braj Bhakti. And Gurudev was speaking very sweet Harikatha. And we hear from Prabhuji that Harikatha is the best way to become qualified to enter Braj. Through Harikatha, and then chanting, remembering, praying, but through Braj Katha. That Sukadeva Goswami says, Vacho Vibhuti Nato Paramartha. That the 9 cantos of the Bhagavatam are preparation for the 10th canto. But if you don't study the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam, ultimately the 9 cantos are like body without a soul. So the 10th canto is the most important. And in the 10th canto, Ras Panchadhyay, Gopis and Krishna, or Krishna with Mother Yashoda, especially the 10th canto of Krishna's pastimes in Braj. So Gurudev was speaking Braj Katha in such a sweet, wonderful way. Everyone was weeping. Prabhupada was weeping in great ecstasy. Prabhupada had this mood that now you are my true friend, my Sad Bandhuvat. We have one book called Shiksha Guru and Priya Bandhu. That they were like very, very close friends. Especially Vaishnavas. If another Vaishnava is speaking Harikatha, then for them there's no sense of time. That it said that Ayur Harati Vai Pungsan Udyanastan Chayanaso. That the sun and the moon, by rising and setting, they take away everyone's lifespan. But those who are engaged in hearing Harikatha, they become immortal. They never perish. So, we see Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami speaking Harikatha, the whole day would pass. In hearing Harikatha, Prahlad Maharaj, 60,000 years passed. So Gurudev was speaking Harikatha in half hour, and everyone is so absorbed in Harikatha, it was like they're drinking. Piyusha Sesha Sharita Parvanti. That they're drinking this nectar through their ears and becoming completely immersed in bliss. There's a verse, Tasmin Mahan Mukaritam Marubit Charita, Piyusha Shesha Sharita Pravanti. That Harikatha is coming from the Vaishnava's lotus mouth like rivers of nectar. So everyone was drinking Gurudev's Harikatha and Prabhupada was weeping. Then after this they did Kirtan. So Gurudev began singing Kirtan. Very sweet Kirtan. Gurudev's voice was very sweet. And Gurudev was singing. Sometimes we know in Mathura, sometimes Gurudev would play Mridanga, Swami Prabhupada would sing, play Kartal, or sometimes Gurudev would sing. And in this way they would do Kirtan together. So as they were doing Kirtan, it's described that they began to hear other sounds in the room. Like bugle horns, buffalo horns. Why? What time is it? It's like 9:30 in the morning. And the power of the Mahabhagavat is that wherever they are present, Vrindavan is present and Krishna is present, Braj Lila is present. So Gurudev and Prabhupada are there together doing Harikatha, doing Kirtan, and Braj Lila is manifesting. There it's Nitya Braj. Krishna's pastimes are always going on in Braj. Adhyapya Stilila Kore Gora Rai Kono Kono Bhagyavan Deki Pare Pai. Krishna's Leelas are eternal, but not everyone can see because of material vision. So because Gurudev is present, Prabhupada is present, then Krishna Leela manifested. In what Leela? Now Krishna is going to the forest. And while Krishna is going to the forest, all the gopis are very eager to be there also. The gopis are not in Sakya Ras, but when Krishna goes to the forest, they want to be there also. Radhika sometimes prays, even the deer are more qualified than me. Next life, may I become a deer. But they're not in Dasya Ras or Santa Ras. They're in Madhurya Ras. So sometimes Prabhupada was thinking, in his verses, he's praying in the mood that looks like Sakya Ras. But when the gopis watch Krishna going to the forest, this mood develops that, oh, if only I could be with Krishna, playing with the cows, playing in the forest, playing different games. This is their natural mood because they always want to be with Krishna. And it's very difficult. The Sakas are able to always be playing with Krishna. There's no restriction. So sometimes they feel like, oh, if just we could be Sakas, then there'd be no problem. Now we are ladies, gopis. It's very difficult to meet Krishna. We have to sneak. We have to be very tricky at night. And even then it's very difficult. So if we could just be playing with Krishna like the Sakas. So sometimes Prabhupada would have that mood. And Gurudev, we see this is the mood of the gopis sometimes. So now Krishna is going to the forest and all the sounds of Krishna going to the forest, playing the flute, playing the buffalo horn, the bugle, all the ankle bells and all the Sakas' hooves, feet, the cows, and also the cows are decorated nicely. So all these sounds came into the room and everyone could feel this atmosphere very surcharged, like energy is in the air, like you light a match and like electricity is everywhere. So the whole room became electric and everyone began to weep. So this is the power of real sadhu sangha. So that's why in our life we always pray, wherever I may I be in sadhu sangha. Brahma prays, Kita janma hao jatatu das, bahirmukha Brahma janma nahi as. I don't want to be a Brahma, even the creator of the universe, but indifferent to you, inimical towards you. I'd rather be a worm in stool if I could be in sadhu sangha. Better to be a worm in stool in sadhu sangha than to be Lord Brahma. So the mood of the devotee means sadhu sangha, wherever there is the real Raganuga, Ragatmika, Brajabasi Bhaktas, wherever those Anuragi Bhaktas are present, our only aspiration should be, let me be with them. Tishtan Brajet tad Anuragi Jananugami Kalam Nayat Akilim Iti Upadesha Saram. Rupa Goswami says, this is the essence of all advice. If you don't have time to hear anything else, to follow anything else, just try to follow this. Tad Anuragi Jananugami, follow the Vaishnavas, So that's why we're so lucky to be with Vaishnavas like Prabhuji, and we pray, let's take advantage of this. Our own sadhana is not so powerful. Gurudev mentions in Vilapkus Manjli, in an earlier verse, a long time ago we talked about it, that in Vaidhi Bhakti, sadhana is very important, in rules and regulation. But in Raganuga Bhakti, you also follow strong sadhana, more strong even. But more important is mercy. More important is getting the heart of the Raganuga Bhakta to melt, seeing your sincerity. In Raganuga Bhakti, seva is more important. Vaidhi Bhakti, I'm doing tapasya, doing parikrama, chanting, but if sadhu is not there, it's useless. It's like very hard work. There's a verse, Shreya Shritim Bhakti Rudasyate Vibho Klishanti Ye Kevala Bodhadaye. It's like beating husks of grains that the grains have already been taken out, like beating wheat, but already the wheat's been taken out. So all this hard work, without this Anuragi Jan, without their mercy, everything is useless. So especially in Raganuga Bhakti, if you want to progress, you have to get the mercy of the Vaishnava. And that means you should be in their association. Try to serve, try to nearby, try to please them. Anyhow they can be pleased. Not necessarily nearby, but nearby by heart. Serving sincerely, not disturbing others. Then certainly you can please them, and then when their heart melts to you, then Shuddha Shatva Visheshatma Prema Suryangsha Sangyubhag Ruchibis Kitramasrino Kidrisham Bhavam Uchite. Then you can come to the state of Bhav Bhakti from Radha, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel down there. Share with your friends, ask a question in the comments, and check out our website, kripa.tv, for courses, to support us, and for our articles and more. Haribo.